Is this podcasting and radio, is that something that you always wanted to get into, or is that something you eventually just pivoted into like later on in life?
Mostly later on in life, I came out of high school, wanted to be, everyone's like computers is the way to go. Went to computer science, was not my thing. I've been mostly spending most of the time bartending, in restaurant work for the past 20 plus years. So that was been my primary, uh, way of making money. But I got a little tired of that, so I decided to go to school, where I got to train. So like I said, I got my associates at Prince George's Community College before I went to Maryland, so kind of learned the basics and transferred the skills over there. And then I wanted to be like, that's when I was a kid. I wanted to be like on ESPN. You want to be like your Stuart Scott, or
Yeah.
your Dan Patrick's. But
Right, right.
as time's come along, I've become more fond of the behind the scenes part of production versus the on air part. I don't mind hopping on air every now and then, just to chime in my point. But for the most part, I'm more of a fan of the production side of how to build a show versus just hopping on air and spouting hot takes every day like they do these days on the big networks. People as much, so it's kind of like a nice balance. There's like I can still be in the field I want to work in, but not have to be the face of that field. Is
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Is that kind of did those skills transfer over into the production side of things?
Some of them, yeah, obviously knowing how most computers work is just doing the basic computers. Like everything now is digital. There's not as much analog production anymore, so you have to know some basic computer skills in order to produce these days. Like for example, in troubleshooting, if something happens, your computer freezes up, you have to know how to get back out of that. You have to know how to which inputs work for which piece of equipment. You have to know like if your PC or your Mac is powerful enough to run the show, then you know your specs of your computer. Like so, yeah, I could say that my computer training or some of it starting out did helpfully translate over to production. Like I said, with everything being so much digital these days.